Shalom. Want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Don't want to say all the apostles a great millstone. And citations to all you sincere laborers out there pushing this truth in all sincerity and faith and honesty. Alright, this is your brother Kanakalai here from GMS Tampa Bay 07. Alright, GMS ROI Tampa Bay 777. Alright, and I just, ran, how you having suggestions. You see, videos. This is a video from the brothers from ATL Atlanta camp, and the title of this video was "These Devils Cannot Dispute the Facts." You got 65,000 views. All right, so videos like this with a lot of views tend to end up in suggestions, so because you're searching a lot of Hebrew Israelite videos, and also your a lot of your content is based on Hebrew Israelites. If you're watching a lot of those videos. But nonetheless, I was watching this video here, and about halfway through it, and I looked at the comment board here. It says, and this is what I wanted to make a video on. It says, "Black people are the lost tribes of Israel" by William Butler. A comment by him. "Black people are the lost tribes of Israel. Ha ha ha. Next thing you'll be seeing is you really white and European." So this is him like, yo, saying black people are the real Jews? Nah, man, blacks? Really? Black people? That's what they saying. No way, man. Them niggas, them, also the Hispanics, Native Americans make up the 12 tribes of Israel too. And we can't forget about the confusion of faces, okay? Israelites that descend from so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians that may look like the other tribes that's dwelling in those lands today. All right, looking like the other nations. Okay, but another one is this one right here. So blacks are statistically leading in raping, murdering, mass shootings are the chosen. LOL. So they're like, yo, these bombs, man, these blacks, these murderers, what he said, raping, murdering, mass shootings are the chosen? But come on, man, really, Esau? Look at this, mass shootings? Come on. Murderings and raping? Anytime I look at I'm in an area and I see a pedophile list, a sexual predator list, there's nothing but Edomites on there, man. Okay? So, that's Esau and his statistics, okay? But mass shootings? Come on, man. Really? Mass shootings? Jake, man, so-called blacks, man, they got a clip with about 7 bullets in it, man. At the most, man. Enough for a drive-by shooting, man. Esau, look at this. Gustav Viking. Look at this gun he got right here. AK-47. That's your spirit, man. Death. The sword. That's your blessing, Esau. The sword. But anyways, I'm gonna get into the scriptures and explain these. So blacks are statistically leading in raping, murdering, mass shootings, and are the chosen. LOL. So it's like, yo, I can't. But no, that's no way that they the chosen. But just these words in particular, in this kind of stigma on blacks, all right, proves that we are the Israelites, the chosen, man. Okay. Get a few scriptures here. Now, of course, it's Deuteronomy 28 chapter, and first verse says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, which I commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations." So the Lord told us right here, if you obey what I say, I will set thee above on high. And from 1 to the 15th verse tell you all the blessings that will take hold of us. But then 15 verse say, "But shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." Now, a lot of these curses were fulfilled in 70 AD when Vespasian Titus sacked Jerusalem, okay? And the Jews, so-called blacks, the chosen, okay, they fled into the West Africa, okay, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. All right, and that's documented history there. Okay, but getting back to the point, all right, these curses, scriptures say these curses shall be folded into this day. So I'm gonna just get a few scriptures to back up this right here. So blacks who are statistically leading in raping, murdering, and mass shootings are the chosen. So these murderers and these unruly people, uncivilized people are the chosen. All right, it's a reason why we're unruly. Most of our people are unruly, uncivilized, out of order. Okay, lack wisdom. Okay, black, that stigma, black Hebrew Israelites, blacks, that in itself is racist, because you have so-called East Indians, okay, that are blacker than me, man. I would say darker than me, because nobody's black, different shades of brown. You can be dark as heck, all right, but he's really not black, he's brown. Okay, so you know, you got Asians that's dark skinned, but they not called blacks. Okay, blacks, that's a stigma. Black or African American, that itself, calling us black, that's not a nationality. Okay, that's a color. So with that being said, we have to be those people anyways in itself, because we have no identity, man. Okay, we have no identity. We calling ourselves a color. So that alone, but I'm gonna get back to the point at hand here. And if you know the history of the Jews, of the Israelites, they all throughout the Old Testament, all right, they transgressed against the Heavenly Father, okay, and the Lord cast them out of the land. So going back to the 15th verse, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. If you know the history of the Israelites, they never hearkened to the Lord, all right? All these curses shall overtake thee. So these guys saying blacks, really? This is why these blacks, the ones that this guy said leading in mass murderings, which is mass shootings, which is false, raping, robbing, murdering, whatever, uncivilized. You know, they like to call us dumb. You know, our IQ, they say our IQ is not, you know, no higher than what, a 5th grader or some shit they like to say. All right, but hey, those are all the curses that came upon us. But I'm not going to read through all these curses. I'm going to just read a few of them. It says, the Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hand on for to do. So, you know, you see a so-called black a black organization, or a so-called black, okay, business. The Lord say he going to send us cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hand on for to do. So that's why Black Wall Street, you seen what happened to that. You so-called white people bombed us, okay, vexed us, rebuked us, cursed us, man, sent bombs and destroyed us, all right, until thou be destroyed. And what? Speaking on Black Wall Street again, they destroyed us. You know, we had our own banks, movie theaters. We were self-employed, all right. We were making the money amongst ourselves. And what happened? These curses, no matter what happened, these curses are going to take hold on us, man. So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. These curses are going to take hold of us, man. Other one I wanted, I'm going to get 37. All right. So, and thou shalt become an astonishment, okay, a proverb and a byword among all nations, where the Lord shall lead thee. And if you look at the black Atlantic slave trade, okay, we were scattered among all nations. Now let me get this byword. It say we shall be a byword, okay, because being called black in itself is a byword. It's a taunt, okay, it's a is something, it's not good, you know. Black, look up definition of black, man, what it says: void of judgment, dark, evil, void of light, wicked. Okay, so that in itself is a byword. All right, that in itself is a byword right here. sharp word, cutting. And if you look up the etymology of sarcasm, it means to cut. Okay, so when you use sarcasm on someone, you're trying to cut them. Okay, you're trying to insult them. And it says a taunt. Okay, a taunt. So being called black or being called a nigga, like they like to say, that's taunting us, man. So the Lord say these curses shall come upon us, man. All right. So yes, blacks, they're chosen, the people that's all screwed up, man. All right, yeah, we the chosen people, man. Okay, yes, we are the chosen people. All right. Get some more of these curses. Let's focus more on slavery. I want to get into the stigma of being a so-called black person. Now notice that scripture did say, Salakia, that's not what I want. What scripture? I want to get, all these scriptures apply to us, but I'm trying to, because we can go through all these and, just for example, I'm just randomly pick one. Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, okay, which we had to serve bondage to the so-called white man, okay, hardcore bondage where we had chains and shackles around our neck. Now, according to Emancipation Proclamation, if you look up the word emancipation, it literally means to transfer. So all they did was transfer ownership. They transferred us from these modern day commoners, from being in their backyards doing their chores, to government slaves. So we're owned by the government, a corporation. All right, not just by you average commoners, man. Because if you go into the history of that Civil War, all right, it wasn't because the North was wanted the slaves free, okay, and the South didn't. That was all set up by the government, man. That was all funded and set up by the government, because the South, and don't take my word for it, look it up. The South, okay, was selling the products, okay, that the slaves would come up with. For instance, cotton. The government wanted them to sell the products amongst themselves, but they were selling it outside of the country to other nations, because at one point in time, the so-called Negroes, blacks, they supplied the world with 80% of the world's cotton, man. So the government wanted to keep that money within itself. So the South wasn't cooperating, all right, because the government wanted to tax all that shit, man. The South wasn't cooperating. So what happened? They set up the Civil War and so-called abolished slavery, man. But only thing that did was transfer us from personal slaves, common slaves, all right, amongst these common white people, to government slaves, all right. That's all that did. That's why we got Social Security. And yes, white people have Social Security, all right. And yes, Asian people have Social Security. But that just means you're on the same level as us. You're slaves. Your elites of your society, your top banking families, all right, the rich, the wealthy people of your society, all right, enslaved you, man, with us. So you here in this big old backyard right along with us, man, paying taxes, paying tribute, all right. So it's whatever. So it says, thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So when they be like, oh, well, why you got on Nikes, or why you got on this, or why you getting this from the white man? Well, the Lord said these curses shall fall on us, and it says the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. So if we hungry, what? We got to go to the so-called white man and buy from him. We don't manufacture clothes, so what? We got to go to the so-called white man establishments, all right, and buy from them. Okay. It says, and like I said, all these curses come upon us, and some of these, a lot of these curses, and some of these curses were fulfilled in, like I said, in 70 AD. All right. So right here, Deuteronomy 28:54. blacks, right? Because blacks can't get along, man. All right, black on black crime, all right, which was all a design by the so-called white man. Okay, but like I said, the curses shall overtake thee. So the Lord had to use somebody to mess up the homes, man. All right, the so-called white man was used to fulfill a lot of these curses, man. He was the catalyst behind a lot of these curses. Because what, when they wrote the, I think it was a Willie Lynch letter, all right, he basically wrote a book on how to control your slaves, all right, how to turn them against each other so they can serve you forever, all right. Certain little things they did, take the biggest and the strongest man and beat him in front of everybody, put tar on him, throw feathers on him, tie him to 2 horses, tie his legs to 2 horses, beat the horses until they split them in half. And they would do that to the biggest and the strongest slave. So with that being said, that will put in a woman's mind that, okay, my own man can't save me, so I have no choice but to bow down to the so-called white man. Because look, he has no power. Women respect power. So that's one way. The loss of the respect of the so-called black man from the black woman. All right, losing the respect from the women of our nation, that destroys us, because they don't want to listen to us. All right, in order to get food stamps, okay, that man, in order to receive benefits from the government, that man can't be inside of that house, because it's like, hey, your daddy Esau, the so-called white man, all right, if you want to get benefits from me, that nigga can't be in that house. So what? The woman feel like, I don't need you, I'm independent. So she calls the so-called white man, all right, for WIC, EBT, all right. So with that being said, the father's out of the house. Now the children don't have that fatherly figure, that austere correction they need. And that's why a majority of our kids are in the system, because the women are raising them, man. So these blacks, these unruly mass murderers being raised by their mother without a father in their life, they don't know their father, right? Because that's a stigma on the so-called black man. You probably don't even know who your dad is, all right? But that's what it is, man. It says, so that man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother. Black people don't get along, man. So-called blacks don't get along. It says, I shall be evil towards his brother, and I see it all the time. All right, you walking past a dude, you don't even know him, but he giving you an evil eye. Yo, what hood you from? You know what I mean? What set you from? Okay, it says, his eye shall be evil towards his brother and toward the wife of his bosom. All right, black couples not getting together. The black woman is the least married out of all women on the planet. Least married. When it comes to marriage statistics, she's the last one to get married. Marriage rate is very low. It's the lowest out of all women. Okay, it says, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. What black men are known for? Leaving their children, leaving their family. Man, we're cursed, man. If you can't see that we are these people, and that it's a beautiful thing for these devils on here to be so black, statistically leading, yo, we fucked up, man. We are jacked up. These curses have taken hold on us. The Lord wasn't playing. The Lord said, I was wroth with my people. All right, see if I can find that. Wroth. See if it can pull up, because sometimes you have to be exact with these wordings. It's not Google, so it ain't gonna just come up with some see, it ain't gonna Google search it. So try something here. think it's in Isaiah, if I'm not mistaken. Salakia. Right here. Salakia. Isaiah 47 verse 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thy hand. Whose hand? The so-called white man. Thou didst show them no mercy. Okay? So the Lord put the spirit on the so-called white man, right, which is the wicked, which is the sword of the Heavenly Father. You can read about that in Psalms the 17th chapter, I believe. All right. I polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hands, and thou showed no mercy upon the ancient has thou very heavily laid thy yoke. All right. So the Lord saw, damn, I was wroth with my people. You know, these curses jacking us all up. We destroyed, man. So, you know, for this devil right here to say, so blacks leading and are chosen, LOL, like, yeah, these niggas really, chosen people don't act like that. You know, chosen people don't act like that, because he's seeing how we once were. The Israelites supposed to be a holy priesthood, godly people. That's why us brothers, we have to conduct ourselves as such. All right, we have to conduct ourselves as such, holy, upright. All right, not being niggas out here yelling and hooting and hollering, man. Okay. Because we woke up to the truth. We know we're Israelites. We know how we're supposed to be. Jake don't know. And even if we were put right in front of Jake, when I say Jake, I'm talking about so-called blacks and Hispanics, Jacob, they wouldn't accept it, man. Get this. Nation. Let's see. Google will bring it up because it does like a Google search, but with this you got to be exact. Let me see something here. I think it's the second chapter. Right here. Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Okay? So we're a nation not desired, man. Israel. O nation not desired, man. We ain't desired, man. Really? Niggas? Blacks? Blacks, really? They're the chosen? Nah. The Lord don't desire them, please. God doesn't desire them blacks. Limitations. Lamentations 2. Go ahead. I think it's the 15th verse, if I'm not mistaken. Alright. Lamentations 2 verse 15. Now if you go to Lamentations 1, alright, you see that this is talking about the nation of Israel. How doth the city sit solitary that is full of people? How has it become a widow? She that was great among the nations, great. So once again, these blacks, really? Great among the nations. These Israelites, these Israelites, all right, that these great people of the Bible and blacks, really? All right, so Israel was great among the nations, princes among the princes. How has she become tributary? All right. She weepeth. All right, the scriptures say, I have likened, I believe, Zion or Jerusalem as a comely and delicate woman. All right, I believe it's Jeremiah the 6th chapter. Okay, but this is talking about Zion, as you see. Judah's going into captivity. All right, so Lamentations is concerning the nation of Israel, the blacks, okay? So let me go back to this real quick. Lamentations 2, so we know who this city is talking about. Lamentations 2, verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem. All right, meaning Israel. All right, because we are the offspring of Jerusalem, of Israel. All right, we are the offspring. We are those offsprings. So the Bible speaks in metaphors. It says, saying, is this a city that man called a perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Is this the city? All right, let's go back to this guy here. So blacks? So you mean tell me is this blacks? You know? So-called Jews, man, anyways, they don't act upright anyways, man. Like they conduct themselves godly, man. They got fucking Pink City, Tel Aviv. A gay city, man. A pink city in the Holy Land. When the Bible is completely against homosexuality. All right? They kosher pork. Kosher pork. It's pork, but it's kosher. The scriptures say, who can turn unclean thing to a clean thing, roughly paraphrasing? Not one. All right? So just because you pray over it don't mean that that it's cleansed. It's kosher. Okay? The joy of the whole earth. So once again, all enemies have opened their mouth against thee. All right? Our main enemy, the so-called white man. All right? So blacks are statistically leading and raping. Going back. Black people are the lost tribes of Israel. Ha ha ha. Right? So we are those people, man. We are the Israelites. Okay? Man, this prophecy is speaking, man. Let me get Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, and I'm going to branch off. And I'm going to go through this pretty quick. It says, because I didn't mean to make this video this long. It's lucky. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him, and who has afflicted us. And this is twofold too, man. The other nations and 2/3 of our own people. And made no account of his labors. Alright? Specifically, let's talk about the other nations, so-called white men in particular. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they look for. Alright, because the strangers of our salvation, we gonna be delivered out of here in so-called UFOs, man. We're gonna be beamed up. When you see blacks being beamed up, okay, you gonna know. Verse 3, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, a proverb, going back to the curses of reproach. Blacks. Okay, going back to curses, Deuteronomy 28th chapter. Alright, was it the 37th verse, if I'm not mistaken? But we shall be a proverb and a byword. Alright, so that's what Esau gonna say. Damn, we fucked up. These blacks, alright, groaning angels of spirit saying within themselves, this one we had sometimes in derision. Yeah, dang, we used to treat them like shit. We enslaved them. We talk mad shit about them. Alright? And this is what you're going to say to yourself. We fools account his life madness and his end to be with honor. And 2/3 going to say that too, man. Alright? 2/3 going to say that too. 2/3 of our people. Because what? We count his fool's life madness. You know, and they do reproach us as well. Alright? Proverb, Taunus. Okay? So it says, without honor, when they see us, when our people see us out there on the streets, oh man, they wasting their time, man. The Lord ain't with that. Them ain't men of the Lord. The Lord don't do that. Alright? Yeah, right. You going to hell, that's what they say. Now, again, our people in 2/3 as well. I mean, 2/3 of our people and Esau as well. How is he numbered among the children of God? And his lot is among the saints. Okay? How is he numbered? Once again, going back to this guy. Black people are the lost tribes of Israel? Ha ha ha, right? Him. So blacks, and he going back. This is what you're gonna be questioning yourself. How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot is among the saints? All right, and that's it on that, man. You got the point. You know, just a response to these. So blacks are statistically leading in raping, murdering, mass shootings. Yes, we are those people. We are the Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. With that, Lord willing, you're edified. And shalom.